Here's more wrestling news for January 13th, 2022. And your headlines for this afternoon include: released superstar comes clean over reports of hating current champion, AEW Dynamite sees real-life power couple unite, mixed tag match booked for next week, ROH and New Japan star makes AEW debut aligning with Malakai Black, 3 of Impact Wrestling's top names are dealing with injuries, legendary tag team announces farewell tour after decades of teaming, AJ Styles gives update on his future plans, his run in NXT 2.0. WWE Hall of Famers say they were shocked by WWE announcing them for the Royal Rumble. Karrion Kross reveals pitched idea for epic match with former world champion that WWE rejected, and more. We're kicking off today with Nia Jax, who was released by WWE last year despite the belief that she'd be a lifer with the company. 2021 was a strange year for Jax, as on an August episode of Raw, she faced Charlotte Flair in a match that turned ugly fast. A series of mistimed spots and some very real-looking shots led fans to believe the two had real-life beef, and at the time, many outlets reported that the two were shooting and going off script. Now Jax has broken her silence on the matter, as on Instagram, she posted a video of the two hanging out and having a good time, and her caption sarcastically poked fun at those who think they really hate each other. Since her release, Jax has seemingly moved on from the wrestling industry, saying it's unlikely she'll ever wrestle again and is planning to start her own business. And whatever the future holds, the former Raw Women's Champion will remain good friends with Flair, despite what reports believed at the time. Last year, as Adam Cole's contract with NXT ticked down, fans wondered whether Britt Baker would be a factor in whether he'd decide to leave WWE. The reigning AEW Women's World Champion, Baker and Cole are a couple, and now their relationship has spilled onto TV. Last night's Dynamite opened up with a segment featuring Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly, and it wasn't long before a brawl featuring the best friends ensued. When the former NXT champion was confronted by Chris Statlander, Baker appeared to take her out and interrupted the celebration with Cole and the Young Bucks to give Cole a big kiss. Although they're now in the same company, AEW have made little reference to the relationship on screen, but it now appears that Baker is the newest member of the Elite. Fans won't have to wait long to see Cole and Baker in the ring again, as the two are set for a mixed tag team match on next week's Dynamite. On the show, the pair will face Orange Cassidy and Chris Statlander in what'll be another packed show for the company. Next week's Dynamite will also feature Shawn Spears facing CM Punk, while Sky Blue takes on Serena Deeb. The show will also see the Acclaimed face Sting and Darby Allin, while TNT champion Cody Rhodes makes his return, and we're sure he'll have things to say to interim champion Sammy Guevara on next week's episode of Dynamite. AEW Dynamite also saw Malakai Black fulfill his promise of expanding the House of Black, bringing in former Ring of Honor and New Japan star Brody King. This was something fans saw coming, as during a moment in the ring, Black laughed maniacally, and when the lights went out, the crowd were chanting King's name. Together, King and Black made quick work of the Varsity Blondes and Penta El Cero Miedo in an impressive debut for Brody King. In December 2021, it was reported that King has signed with AEW following ROH announcing their company hiatus, and CM Punk said during an AEW media scrum that this was the right time to bring him in. Whatever the future holds for King is unclear, but for now, the tattooed wrestler has found his place in AEW as part of the House of Black. Impact Wrestling news now, as there's been plenty of buzz about the company ever since the Mickie James announcement, but some of their biggest stars are feeling worse for wear. PW Insider reports that Deonna Purrazzo and Impact World Champion Moose are both suffering from injuries and said to be banged up. Purrazzo is feeling the effects of her death match with James at the recent Hard to Kill pay-per-view, but it said that she did not need stitches and thankfully didn't suffer a concussion as first feared. As for Moose, he's facing a large knot in his hip, which came from a table spot at Hard to Kill where he retained his world title against both Matt Cardona and W. Morrissey. Despite these knocks, neither wrestler has missed any ring time at the latest set of Impact tapings, which is more than can be said for X Division champion Trey Miguel. Miguel had been scheduled to compete for Pro Wrestling Revolver this Sunday, but is out with an injury and has been replaced by Chris Sabin. We hope everyone hurt heals up soon, as with the Forbidden Door with WWE open, now is the worst time to be on the shelf. In tag team wrestling, there's few names more iconic than the Rock and Roll Express, who began teaming in the early 1980s and have wrestled ever since. Competing everywhere from the AWA, NWA, WCW, WWF, and TNA, the pair have even appeared in New Japan, But after nearly half a century of tag team action, their days in the ring together are coming to an end. On Twitter, Ricky Morton announced that he and Robert Gibson will be retiring from tag team wrestling together, and their farewell tour will begin on January 22nd. Morton said that this will be the end of his teaming with Gibson, but both will still make appearances and signings, but he's more interested in tagging with his son and working with younger generations. Details are still scarce for just how long this tour will last or who they'll face, but after decades together, the end of the Rock and Roll Express will also mark the end of an era for tag team wrestling. Back to WWE, as recently AJ Styles has been appearing on NXT 2.0, feuding with one of the show's most loathed heels, Grayson Waller. On this week's show, the former WWE champion defeated Waller thanks to some help from the returning LA Knight, and his time on the paint-splattered brand is at an end. In an off-air promo, Styles indicated that he's finished in NXT 2.0 for now, but did leave the door open for a return at some point down the line. Styles' mini-run in NXT 2.0 was to help the show's ratings and get some eyes on Waller, who is already being considered as a future major name on the main roster. With the Phenomenal One achieving both goals, his time in NXT 2.0 is over, but perhaps he'll be back on the show should the right opponent present themselves. Now at the Royal Rumble, the Bella Twins will return to the ring years after their last matches with the company. This will mark Nikki's first televised match in over 3 years, and comes after she said in September last year that her wrestling career was over on the advice of her doctors. Speaking on their podcast, Nikki revealed their reaction to the groundbreaking news of their return, saying that she was shocked, as Rumble surprises are typically not announced ahead of time. When Brie said that the announcement gives their fans the chance to buy tickets and see them live, Nikki said she was pleased, because without this announcement, nobody would have expected either of them in the Rumble match. Nikki went on to tease that this won't be a one-off return, and that in wrestling, people can make as many comebacks as they want, as long as they're medically cleared. For now, both Brie and Nikki are cleared and will be in the Women's Rumble match, and if their returns continue after this month's premium live event, then perhaps the pair could finally hold the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. And we're ending with Jeff Hardy, who was released last year following a concerning display at a live event. Jeff's release came shortly after his feud with Karrion Kross, which saw Jeff win in Kross's Raw debut in July, but the former NXT champion won both rematches. Speaking to Insight this week, Kross discussed the feud and said that another match was pitched and that he and Jeff both wanted a TLC match at September's Extreme Rules in 2021. Kross said that fans would have seen things they'd not seen before, but fans never saw the match, as Kross wasn't featured and Jeff faced Sheamus and US champion Damian Priest in a match which Priest won. Extreme Rules 2021 will go down in history as the least extreme show with the name, as only one match had a stipulation, but had Kross and Jeff got their way, fans would have seen one hellacious TLC match. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.